Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting for Monday, May 6, 2024 to order. We will begin with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the federally recognized Muckleshoot Indian tribe, the ancestral keepers of the land we are gathered on today. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. Today's City Council meeting will be held both in person and virtually. And now, if you would all please rise as our color guard brings in the flag. And please remain standing.
Left, hits. Ready. Seat. Dress. Cut.
If you'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard. Right. Hits. Forward. Arch. I have. Right. I have. Right.
Thank you. Please be seated. We will begin this evening with appointments. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking, yes, roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Brown.
Excused.
Councilmember Amir.
Here.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Excused.
Councilmember Rakes.
Here.
Councilmember Clinton Taylor.
Here.
Councilmember Tracy Taylor.
Here.
Councilmember Trot Manuel. Can you unmute for me, Councilmember Trot Manuel?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we will move to appointments. The Junior City Council to approve the appointments of Rowan Santos and Preblene Coward to Auburn Junior City Council for a 2-year term expiring August 31st, 2026. Is there a motion? Councilmember Clinton Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the appointments of Rowan Santos and Preblene Kerr to the Auburn Junior City Council for a 2-year term to expire August 31st, 2026.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Clinton Taylor. Is there anything that you would like to share or explain about your nomination or your motion?
Well, I think that these two young people, we met them several months ago as they came in, and I do believe that they would make good junior council members.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? All those in favor of the appointment of Rowan Santos and Preblene Coward to Auburn Junior City Council for a 2-year term expiring August 31st, 2026, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion passes. And now we will move to announcements, proclamations, and presentations. We will begin with a police promotional ceremony. Chief Collier.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome. This public promotional ceremony is intended to present the newest member of our leadership team to the community. It is also a way to publicly recognize the dedication of this officer to their family, community, and the law enforcement profession. So I'm going to ask Sergeant Josh Gustafson to come up and join me. Stand right there, Josh. Josh was raised in Bonnie Lake, Washington. He attended and graduated from Sumner High School. He is a graduate from Central Washington University with a degree in law and justice. He was originally hired with the Auburn Police Department in December of 2013. He has spent the last 10 years working as a patrol officer, including several years as a field training officer. Very successful. We have several successful officers on the street, thanks to Sergeant Gustafson. And during his free time, Sergeant Gustafson likes spending time with his family and enjoying the outdoors. What I'm going to move to now is the oath of honor, and I'm going to move up here. I'll have you move in front of flags, Josh. And I'll have you raise your right hand and just repeat after me, okay? All right. Today, I pledge my commitment
Today I pledge my commitment
to the Auburn Police Department
to the Auburn Police Department
and to the City of Auburn.
and to the City of Auburn.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I value leadership,
I value leadership,
and I accept the tremendous responsibility
and I accept the tremendous responsibility
that comes with that privilege.
that comes with that privilege.
I will always demonstrate the courage
I will always demonstrate the courage
to hold myself
to hold myself,
and others accountable.
to hold myself and others accountable.
I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Washington,
and the state of Washington,
as well as the mission,
as well as the mission,
the guiding principles,
the guiding principles,
and the history of the Auburn Police
and
Department
the history of the Auburn Police Department,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir.
Okay. The tradition of badge pinning is a significant one. It is one of the traditions where we visibly and clearly bring a loved one up to publicly demonstrate their support for their law enforcement officer. This support is essential as our officers can't do this difficult job well without strong support from family and friends. The badge itself represents the authority granted by our community to law enforcement officers. It is in the shape of a shield signifying our core responsibility to protect those who cannot protect themselves. So at this time I would like to invite Josh's wife, Bree. Thank you. So at this time, I would like to present our newest sergeant in the Auburn Police Department, Josh Gustafson. Thank you. In true police fashion, we do like to keep it short and sweet. So I'll turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you, Chief. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes break for a few things so that our newest sergeant can take photos up here if they want to, or not, with their family and friends. Your brother just walked out of the room. I can't believe that. Jordan. So we're going to take a few minutes so that you can take photos with family and friends, and then we'll move the flags back to their usual spot, and then we will begin the meeting again. Do you want any with you in there? I know how to handle a camera.
just move in front of the flag. Yeah. So we get the flag as the backdrop. There you go.
Ollie?
Come on.
Come on, Ollie. Get over here. Come on. Violation of the order.
Thank you. Commander Byers, did you bring goodies for everyone? Is that what's in there? No, everybody's ignoring me tonight. I can see how that's working. And officers that are here, could I ask you to stay for just a moment, please? We'll call the meeting back to order, and I'm headed over to the podium. So it's not very often that I get the opportunity to celebrate someone's tenure at our city that expands to 30 years. But tonight I have the opportunity to say thank you and celebrate Chief Mark Collier for his 30 years of service to the city. Chief? Sorry.
That's okay.
So, Chief Mark served as a patrol officer, major crimes detective, field training officer, EVOC instructor, SWAT officer, and canine handler. You couldn't keep a job? Prior to being promoted to sergeant in 2007, Mark supervised the major crimes unit from January 2011 to November 2013, when he was promoted to the rank of commander. As a commander, Mark supervised the Patrol Division and Inspectional Services Division. He is a past team leader for the Valley Civil Disturbance Unit and was a lead supervisor for the Valley Independent Investigations Team. Mark holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Washington State University. He is a 2017 graduate of Northwestern University of School of Police Staff and Command. Mark is a member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police and the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. He was promoted to Assistant Chief on August 1st, 2018, and then was sworn in as Chief on October 4th, 2021. Mark, thank you for 30 years of honorable service. 30 more? Do we have 30 more?
I don't think my hair will support that.
Well, this is your 30-year pin, and I want to say thank you so much for your leadership
Thank you,
with
ma'am.
the city, and thank you, officers, for staying. We want to celebrate you with everybody here so that everyone can acknowledge your great work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you imagine 30 years as a police officer? That's a lot. But if you would like to stay up here, because next is a proclamation for Peace Officers Memorial Day. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which that date falls as Police Week, to honor the service and sacrifice of officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. And whereas law enforcement is a noble and courageous occupation, we honor and recognize our police officers for their service and sacrifice in keeping our communities safe. And whereas there are approximately 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members at the Auburn Police Department, and whereas since the first recorded police death in 1786, more than 24,067 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and tragically been killed in the line of duty. Sadly, there will be 282 new names of fallen heroes being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 118 officers killed in 2023 and 164 officers killed in previous years. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, call upon all community members in Auburn to observe the week of May 12th through 18th, 2024, as National Police Week and join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities. And I further call upon community members of Auburn to observe May 15th, 2024 as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and lower flags to half-staff as directed under presidential order in honor of the law enforcement personnel who through their courageous deeds have made the ultimate sacrifice in service. And let us also recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes and their families, dated this 6th day of May, 2024. Thank you very much. All right. That's it. No more embarrassment, but always with appreciation. We have several proclamations tonight, so just settle in for a little while. Next is Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and receiving that will be our own clerk, Sean Campbell. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of the local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants and is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerks. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between the residents, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the professional municipal clerks serve as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk, and now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim the week of May 5th through the 11th, 2024, as Municipal Clerks Week in the City of Auburn, and extend appreciation to our city clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they represent. Dated the 6th day of May, 2024. Sean, thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
So I'll accept this on behalf of my entire team. I have a very dedicated, very knowledgeable team that work really hard, and we'll celebrate all week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Affordable Housing Week. And Jason Crum The Acting Director of Community Development will come to accept this one. By the way, that's almost a tongue twister. The Office of the Municipal Professional Clerk. Blah. Could you work on changing that? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Excuse me. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas all people should have access to safe, healthy, and affordable homes, and whereas the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, defines affordable housing as housing on which the occupant is paying no more than 30% of gross income for housing costs, including utilities. And whereas the State Department of Commerce projects that by 2044, King County needs nearly 200,000 net new housing units for households at or below 80% of the area median income. And whereas studies have found that each $100 increase in median rent results in a 15% increase in homelessness in the metro areas and a 39% increase in homelessness in nearby suburbs and rural areas. And whereas the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated many existing financial constraints for low and moderate income households, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recognize safe, healthy, and affordable housing within communities of opportunity as key social determinants of health. And whereas everyone benefits from affordable housing, including the people who reside in these properties, their neighbors, businesses, employers, and the community as a whole. And whereas the City of Auburn is united to raise public awareness and participating in local Affordable Housing Week, efforts to inform the public of the critical need to preserve and increase affordable housing in our communities. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim the week of May 13th through 17, 2024, as Affordable Housing Week in the City of Auburn, and commit to actions and efforts to ensure our residents can live with dignity in safe, healthy, and affordable homes, dated the 6th day of May, 2024. Jason, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Backus, for recognizing Affordable Housing Week and acknowledging the important issue of affordable housing. I'm sure we've all been impacted, know members of the community, family, friends, co-workers who are impacted on a daily basis, especially in this region. So Mayor Backus mentioned that the city is dedicated to helping advance the efforts and combat affordable housing issues. And so I wanted just to mention a few of the ways that we do that and are working on that. So one is through our regional partnerships, such as SKIP, South King Housing and Homelessness Partners, and that is an interlocal organization dedicated to affordable housing projects. Mayor Backus is the chair of the executive board there. Our own director of human services, Kent Hay, is on the advisory board of SKIP. We're also, Auburn is also a proud member of the Pierce County counterpart, SHAPE, South Sound Housing Affordability Partners, and Auburn contributes funds to those organizations to help preserve and create affordable housing projects in the region. We also contribute some of our federal community development block grant funds to housing repair program, which helps keep residents who need critical repairs to elements of their home like heat and water and leaky roofs, accessibility, helps keep them in their homes and living in their homes with dignity. And one thing that the city has been working on that will come into adoption at the end of this year are updates to our zoning and land use designations, which will offer developers more opportunities for residential construction within the city, so increasing densities for residential construction, will offer greater opportunities or options for housing types, so more middle housing types, duplexes, triplexes, all the way up to sixplexes, cottage housing, just a multitude of new options that we hope will help offer some supply for the regional demand. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Jason. There's a lot of work to be done on affordable housing, and we're very thankful for those in our community. Thank you. Thank you. All right, next is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And I believe we have Pastor Rome here, along with others who are going to come join us. Thank you for being here with us this evening. All right, Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month is observed during the month of May to recognize and celebrate the vibrant cultures and heritage of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, or AANHPIs, and where AANHPI Heritage Month originated with a congressional bill in June of 1977 and later expanded into a month-long event in 1992. An estimated 24 million Asian Americans and 1.6 million Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders currently live in the United States. And whereas we recognize the significant contributions and accomplishments of generations of AANHPI individuals in the arts, education, sciences, government, sports, and economic development, both across our state and in the city of Auburn. And whereas we celebrate the AANHPI communities, we also reaffirm our commitment to combating the surge of anti-Asian hate crimes to create a more supportive, inclusive, and equitable community. And whereas today the City of Auburn seeks to recognize the diversity of its community and afford all residents the opportunity to better understand, recognize, and appreciate the rich history and shared experiences of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the City of Auburn and urge our community to join me in this special observance, dated the 6th day of May, 2024.
Thank you, Mayor Backus, and thank you all for this incredible honor. We are humbled to accept this recognition on behalf of the Asian and Pacific Islander communities. This recognition is a testament to the strength and resilience of the diverse community we have here at Auburn. And we just want to say that let's continue to celebrate our heritages, and let us, as Mayor Backus eloquently said, let us continue to work together towards a more equitable and inclusive future for all. And in the languages of our people, I'd like to say, Whapetai tele lava, malo au pito, mahalo nui loa, salamat po, arigato gozaimashita, and thank you very much.
Would you like to introduce
Sure.
the people
Yes.
that you have with you
Yes,
tonight?
this is my lovely wife, Lena. Yeah.
Hi.
Yep, and this is our sister, Ketty. And this is our pastor, Pastor Rome. Yep. And we're all from Auburn. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Excuse me. Next is Jewish American Heritage Month. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas since 2006, when it was first recognized by Congress, Jewish American Heritage Month has been celebrated to honor the enduring legacy and profound impacts of Jewish Americans in our society. And whereas from our nation's earliest days, Jewish Americans have been an essential part of the American story, greatly contributing to the religious, cultural, political, economic, and intellectual advancement of all people, even while facing discrimination and adversity, working tirelessly to realize their piece of the American dream with relentless spirit, and these remarkable achievements have enriched our country. And whereas as we celebrate the rich heritage of the Jewish American community in the city of Auburn, we recognize that American Jews have worked tirelessly to strengthen the promise of religious freedom and civil rights in the United States by joining together with all faiths to reject ignorance and intolerance, teach empathy and compassion, and root out hatred wherever it exists. Through our understanding and study of the Holocaust, we know the human devastation that can come from systemic prejudice and are compelled to never forget. And whereas this month we honor Jewish Americans past and present who have woven their experience and accomplishments into the fabric of our national identity, and now therefore I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Jewish American Heritage Month in the City of Auburn, and call upon our residents to celebrate Jewish Americans who contributed immeasurably to the fabric of American history, culture, science, education, and social justice, and to many aspects of our community. Dated the 6th day of May, 2024. And now, last but certainly not least, is a proclamation for Older Americans Month, and Radine Logier from the Senior Center and friends are coming up. Hello, Mrs. Workman. All right, Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas the City of Auburn includes a thriving community of older Americans who deserve recognition for their contributions and sacrifices to ensure a better life for future generations. And whereas the City of Auburn is stronger when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds are included and encouraged to make their mark. And whereas the City of Auburn is committed to advancing collaboration among healthcare, community-based, governmental, and academic organizations to enable our older Americans to age well and enjoy a great quality of life. And whereas we can foster communities of strength by creating opportunities to share stories and learn from each other, engaging older adults through education, recreation, and service, encouraging people of all ages to celebrate connections and resilience. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Older Americans Month in the City of Auburn, and urge community members to recognize older adults and the people who support them as essential contributors to the strength of our community. Dated the 6th day of May, 2024. Radine?
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Janice Workman. So Janice has been part of the Senior Center for over 20 years. She volunteers on our wellness committee. Anybody who has bought hot dogs or pie or Cokes or anything at any of the 4th of July, Veterans Day, Kids Day has probably been served by Janice. So we're very fortunate to have her. We just want to thank Auburn for supporting the Senior Center and everything we do there. We have a wide range of activities and services that we provide. And in celebration of Older Americans Month, Monday, May 12th at 4:45, the wellness team is making a dinner for everybody, and we'll have tours and kind of an open house celebrating Older Americans Month. So all are invited, and we thank you.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf is right.
May 13th.
Oh, May 13th is Monday the
Today's
13th?
the 6th.
Okay, May 13th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Radine, thank you for your work at the Senior Center. Radine has, how many years have you been there, Radine?
It'll be 38 in June.
38. Mark, you got at least 8 more. Thank you all very much. All right. Sean, do we have any agenda modifications?
Yes, Your Honor, voucher number 475709 has been moved to the consent agenda.
Thank you. All right, we will move to public hearings. Tonight we have one public hearing, and that is for Fat Beam LLC franchise agreement, number FRN 23-0005. City Council to conduct a public hearing to consider franchise agreement number FRN 23-0005 for Fat Beam LLC. Ingrid, is there any staff report?
No staff report tonight. The council did receive a briefing on April 22nd study session.
Thank you. Council, before we begin, do you have any questions for Ingrid? All right, we will open the public hearing for Fat Beam LLC franchise agreement number FRN 23-0005. Is there anyone that would like to speak during this public hearing? Is there anyone that would like to speak? Final time. Please come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street Southeast, Auburn. I wish that I knew more about this situation. I don't. I wish that I did. Had I remembered, I would have grabbed this and I would have studied it, and then maybe I would have had something to say. I will look at it, and I'm glad I have an opportunity to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? All right, we will close the public hearing for Fat Beam LLC, and we will move to audience participation. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. Participants, do we have any written or remote?
No, Your Honor.
This evening. All right, we will move to in-person audience participation. Please, when you come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to speak this evening? Yes, please come forward. Yes, to the podium.
Yes, my name is Mark Sulich. I'm a retired GS-13 supervisor mechanical engineer from Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. I'm 72 years old, and I've lived in this city for 12 years. For the last 14 years, I've been stalked and harassed for turning some people in for child sexual trafficking. I understand Officer Benavente helped me get 2 of them arrested back on May 21st and 27th, so I appreciate his help. They've been continuing on. Most of them live in Kent right now. But I understand recently, and I heard this from Pastor Olson, who's been working and helped me immensely, that the 20 girls, they were 10, 11 years old, have now been underneath the protection and care of Officer Bennett. And I'm glad of that. But the people are still harassing me and stalking me, and there's been numerous witnesses and complaints that have been, put in my benefit, audio recordings and everything. And I just like, I don't know how to say this, but help accelerate the rest of these people, because they're openly out there and they're terrible people. And my family has been in danger. I mean, several of them have been hurt. I've been hurt, and I'd just like this to stop. And I'm glad that the girls have been protected, and at least they're safe now. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Please.
Greetings, I'm Bob Derrigan, and I'm from the city of Federal Way. But I consider Auburn my second city, a very special city. I'm here with a fellow Lion, Pat Taylor, and his bride. We're just so happy that we've been able to love on the special needs children for the last 20 years, excuse me. 40 will get there. I don't know if I'm going to be here. But anyway, Mary Nat, we just finished our 20th year under a new zone. This is a wonderful collaboration with city, state, the Department of Fish and Wildlife bring the fish, 1,000 fish for the kids to fish with. We provide everything for them. Fishing poles, we'll even clean the fish for them with their permission. Just a marvelous time. And Mary Nancy, we really appreciate that you come and greet everybody and go around and visit with the children. And Councilwoman Baldwin was here, and she really had a great time. We just want to thank you for partnershiping with us. This event is the longest running zone project in the entire state. And in fact, it made me get a Lion of the Year award. How do you like that? Huh?
Congratulations.
But that wasn't about me. It's about the wonderful team of people that just love these children. There were over 45 certified special needs children there, and plus their family. And we never turn anyone away, okay? If they come, we let them fish as well, and we'll even loan them our poles, which he makes sure they're all in order. And again, we just want to just thank you and invite the council members here that next year when it comes around, by the way, it'll be the same kind of weekend that we have it. It'll be in April, because that's the only time we have available. We try to do it in May. We're in trouble. So, again, we thank you. It's been a pleasure serving this wonderful community. Oh, by the way, people come from all over. All over, all the cities. Enumclaw, I mean, all over. North Seattle. So we're really happy how it's growing. And they caught the most limits that we've ever had. The fish were so hungry. They probably were starved to death. Did you have anything, Pat?
Yes, we'd really like to give a shout out to the Park and Recreation people for setting up the awnings and the chairs and supporting us 100% for many years in a row now.
By the way, when we
Thank you
got
much.
there, there was no porta potties there. There was a mess up. But you know what? The parks facilities, within 15 minutes, they had what we needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Lions and the entire zone for putting on the fishing derby every year for our special needs children. It's always a great event. I enjoy seeing the look on their faces when they've caught their first fish, not necessarily trying to take it off the hook or putting their bait on the hook, but definitely the joy on their faces when they have caught that first fish. And thank you for the work that you do. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Anyone else like to speak? Please come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street Southeast, Auburn, Washington. I've lived in my neighborhood for nearly 60 years now. My neighbors and I don't like it when we have an unlicensed, unregulated business in our neighborhood. Just yesterday, 7 vehicles, 7 of them. The guy that owns the company is in Issaquah. He pays for a license in Issaquah, but he parks vehicles everywhere on the street, block and a half away from me. And when my neighbor can't get out of her own yard because she's blocked by somebody running a used car lot on 25th Street Southeast, not even a half a block from my house, and I walk down the street and I hear him selling cars. And Auburn and the state of Washington, King County, the federal government, you are losing. The city of Auburn, by my calculation, has to be losing thousands of dollars a month from unlicensed and unregulated businesses, and no one is doing anything about it. The other part is when you find someone has made a building with steel rods and tarps. It is the most ungodly sight I have ever seen in the city of Auburn, and I've been here so long. And the neighbors get rats. It's hideous. But I know about code enforcement, and I know what to do about it. Thank you. Oh, and it must be about all of those nice proclamations. I don't know if I'm allowed to have a copy of one, but I have a friend who in California who would love to have a copy of one of them. She would be thrilled. But it must be because of all the ceremony and stuff that Ms. Backus is just sparkle and shine tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. And Virginia, if you call our office tomorrow, we can get you a copy of the proclamation, whichever one it is.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
The heritage one.
Okay.
Jewish heritage, yes.
All right. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Abishai Ayuluputea, have you ever went to a concert, wanted to take a picture and get an autograph of the main artist, but then left bummed because you didn't get a chance to do so? Well, if not, we went outside, we left the building and we kind of felt bummed that we didn't have a picture with Mayor Backus. And so we came back and wanted to see if there's any possible way just to take a picture and then we'll be on our merry way. Is that? Yeah, can someone take our?
Oh, right there. Thank you.
You want to open your proclamation?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, in here? Okay.
I've never been compared to a concert before. That's awesome. All right, is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? All right, we will close public comment. We have no correspondence. We will move to Council Ad Hoc Committee reports. Council Ad Hoc Committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the City Council, if any. The Finance Ad Hoc Committee is chaired by Councilmember Baldwin, and the Vice Chair is Councilmember Ammer. So, Councilmember, please.
A council ad hoc finance committee consists of Councilmember Baldwin and myself. We review one set of claim bachelor dated May 1st, 2024, around 40 pages of total around 10.5 million. And we review payroll bachelor dated April 11, 2024 till April 24, 2024 for a total around 3.23 million. We had no question. Our recommendation to the council to approve the bachelor.
Thank you very much. All right, we will move to the consent agenda, and please remember that there is an item F, which was item 12 under new business, claims voucher number 475709. That is moving up to item 10F. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Councilmember Ammer. Oh, with your...
I forget. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda from A till F.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Tracy Taylor.
I second that.
Thank you. Councilmember Ammer.
The consent agenda from A, the council minute meeting, April 15, and the minute of April 18 and 19 for special city council meeting, and we approve the minute from April 24 study session, and claim bachelor all D till F, the one I just read.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Councilmember Rakes.
At this time, I have to say that I have an interest in voucher number 475009 in the amount of $69,500 as I am a salary employee of the Downtown Auburn Cooperative.
You have a remote interest.
Remote interest.
Thank you.
Yes.
But that does not preclude you from from voting on this item because there is no conflict of interest. All right. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. The consent agenda passes. All right, we will move to mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. And we will begin with our acting deputy mayor, Trout Manuel.
Yes. On Friday, April 26th, I attended the Auburn Mountain View Multicultural event. It's my 4th year going to this, and it's very well organized and very well attended. And I also was attended with 2 other council members. On Sunday, April 28th, I was asked to speak in behalf of the Messiah Lutheran Church celebrating their 100th anniversary. And it was such an amazing event to be part of, celebrating their 100th anniversary. On May 2nd, the Blue Ribbon Committee that I'm part on, we launched our new mental health ready program, which is going to be going out to all the cities. We have been working on this for several years. We have patented 3 different CDs, one for this high school, middle school, and middle school. And it's about teaching people how to be ready in any situation when there's a situation with mental illness. The letter that's going to be going out has a little box that you scanned it, and you'll be able to view the videos and also take a survey. And as soon as you do that, then the city will send you, the Blue Ribbon Committee will send you a bag saying ready. And that's coming out pretty soon. On May 4th, I also took part of the rodeo bus through the school district. And I feel very confident that all of our bus drivers are very well, and the children that are on these buses are taken care of very well. There was 18 schools that came to take part of this. And it's a training that they make these big buses, small buses, medium buses go through a training trail, and there was 3 of them that got 100% out of the 18 schools. Today, I'm not at council because I represented the Hilo at the White House. I received an invitation to meet the president and his wife. There was over 200 Hispanic legislative officials, Congress people, union leaders, and some of them have heard of our city and are going to be coming to talk to our cities as well. And that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Ammer.
I start April 20 clean sweep, which we call it successful, not because of the community, but because the park and recreation people who made it successful for us. Then we attend April 25th. No. Yes, 25th. Master Builder, King County elected official reception and Junior Achievement Celebration Award, which is amazing. I attend with other council for Mountain View School Multicultural, which is amazing to be there. And 28, we attend Messiah Lutheran celebration for 100 years being here in the city, which was amazing. Saturday, I attend community leadership graduation ceremony, which is a scholarship for 6 months for people of color. And I had a dinner with Kent, Auburn, Tampa dinner, which again, I never win head and tail, even if I buy many of them.
But you were one of the last two standing.
All the time. I'll be the last, the second, or the third. I'm not winner.
Well, we think you're a winner. Councilmember Tracy Taylor.
Crack me up. Just like Councilmember Emmer, I also attended Clean Sweep on Saturday the 20th. Such a fun event. My first time taking part, and I really, really enjoyed it. Also attended, along with Mayor Backus and several council members, the Pete Von Reichbauer Spring Leadership Dinner. I also jumped online on the 26th for the YWCA's 2024 Stand Against Racism event. It was an amazing online event. On the 27th, I had the honor of being at Whiskers and Paws for the Auburn Valley Humane Society. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Also on May the 4th, I attended the City of Kent's STEM Space for All Festival. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Clinton Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report this month.
Thank you. Councilmember Rakes.
Okay, as my fellow council members said, it's been a busy time. On April 20th, I also attended Clean Sweep and spent the day planting planters downtown on Main Street. On the 24th, I went to PVR's King County Spring Leadership Reception with my fellow council members. On April 25th, I did my police ride-along with a wonderful officer named Hanan Ali. We probably had more fun than what we should have. On April 26th, I also attended the Mountain Cultural event for the second year, and I'm really sad that the student body president is leaving this year and graduating. Wonderful guy, wonderful host. On Saturday, the 27th, I also attended the Whiskers and Paws Humane Society fundraiser. And I had a really good time because my whole table was firefighters, so that was fun. On Sunday, April 28th, I also attended with my fellow council members the Messiah Lutheran's 100th celebration.
Thank you. Excuse me, it has been a busy couple of weeks for everyone, and thank you all for dividing and conquering on many of those events. On the You've all talked about Clean Sweep, so I'm not going to go over events other than to say thank you to the Parks, Arts, and Recreation Department for, again, putting on a great event. We had over 800 participants this year. Those are pre-COVID numbers, and we are very excited by the projects that were able to be accomplished. On Thursday, April 25th, it was Bring Your Kids to Work Day, and we had several young people here right here in the chambers. Many of them then took off to work with their parent that day, and a huge thank you to our HR department for putting that event together and for hopefully finding our next generation of public service employees. It's already been mentioned about Whiskers and Paws, but earlier in the day, as you heard from the Lions Club, it was the special needs fishing derby, and we did have a great time. The weather was a little iffy to begin with, but it sure turned out well. And again, watching those young people catching a fish is just something I would encourage everyone to come and enjoy. It's talk about joy. It is just truly joy. And after leaving there, I went to an event at the library called El Dia de los Niños, which is the Day of the Children. And we had a fun time. There were people reading books in both English and Spanish, and I had a hand at my very así español, but I was able to say a few things, and they could catch what I was saying. So happy about that. And then on Sunday the 28th, along with our Director of Human Services, Kent Hay, we flew to Washington, D.C. for the U.S. Conference of Mayors. It was a lobbying trip on homelessness. And we had the good fortune of meeting with numerous congressional members throughout those 2 days from not just the state of Washington, but throughout the country. There were roughly 50 mayors that had came to be part of the Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness. We did have a meeting with Senator Cantwell She's always very gracious when we come to talk with her. She listens intently and asks how she can help, and we do appreciate that. Many other congressional representatives were there as well. We met with the Secretary of HUD, we met with the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and we met with the White House Chief of Staff. So a lot of good interest and a lot of action that will be coming out of there with more events to follow. Saturday, May 4th was the Kent Auburn Tamba dinner auction and fundraiser. It is fundraiser season, in case council hasn't realized that yet. So there will be many more to come. And with that, we have no need for an executive session that I am aware. We are adjourned.